May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. Be blessed by the divine. To remain steadfast in sacred virtues of Guru, to break the chain of karmic account, to realize true wisdom for prosperous life. O revered Guru, I surrender at your feet for the blessings through love. Salutations to Guru. Good morning to every one of you. It's truly a pleasure to reconnect with all of you today. The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire. This is what a great French military man who was involved in World War One has quoted about spirit or the soul. What we can understand from his quote. There are three observations we can understand. Number one, this quote emphasizes that the strength and the potential within each individual's spirit or soul when ignited. The soul is there with everyone, but once ignited, it has an infinite potential. That's point number one. So that's why he says most powerful weapon. And point number two, it also tells unmatched passion, purpose, and determination are so stronger than any physical weapon or force. This is a second observation. And the third one, if you try to understand the quote negatively or in a pessimistic way, the soul on fire, it is a powerful weapon. Normally, weapon is used to fight. That means if my soul is on a fire, it can destroy someone or it can hurt someone, and it can create pain to me or as well as to others. And that is much more powerful weapon than any physical force or physical weapon. These three observations. Such is the power of human soul. It can make your life blissful or stressful. That is why another American scholar, Mary McLeod, she says, we focus our attention, time, energy, efforts to invest money on so many things. She says, invest on your soul. 3,000 years back, our ancestors realized the significance and the importance of human soul, so they created spirituality. The spirituality clearly guides how we can invest on our soul to empower ourselves. Really, we are blessed to be born in India because the spirituality born there, grown there, developed there, and we have in our genes for thousands of years the foundation of spirituality. Having such a strong spiritual base in our genes, are we utilizing our soul to its full potential? Or are we using our soul like a weapon to destroy others? Or I am not that bad, but occasionally I put my soul on a dosa pan, means I disturb somebody who is close to me. Where we stand in terms of applying spirituality in daily life. That is a topic for today's discussion. What are the points we are going to discuss? Point number one, what is spirituality? Why spirituality is required? The third one is there are plenty of confusions about spirituality. There are people who are giving shortcuts to grow in spirituality. There are few basic fundamental questions which are frequently asked to me as well. How to balance between materialistic life and spiritual life? That's one common question we come across. And another one, what is the relationship between bhakti, devotion, or any religious prayer and spirituality. If somebody is praying for 2 hours a day, can we call him as a spiritual person or not? All these confusions we will try to clarify it. And the fourth one, how to apply spirituality in daily life. Top 3 points. There are so many things to apply spirituality in daily life, but top 3 points, as said by Maharishi, we will discuss it. And the last one, how I know how much I am progressing in applying spirituality in day to day life. Is there any test parameters? How can I assess it? So, all these things we are going to discuss it for next 45 minutes. Now, let's start with fundamental question. What is spirituality? If you see the word spirit, it's a Latin word. It says animation, moving, which makes life, right? So, the word spirit represents the vital principle in any living beings. If that vital principle is missing, the soul is missing, it is like dead or inanimate, right? So the spirituality has an objective to recover the original shape of man, that is the image of God. We all came from God, and the divinity is within us. We need to recover it. It is there. That is why Vivekananda had said, education is nothing but a manifestation of what is already existing within you. Nothing great. It is there, but something covered that, so we are not able to bring that out. And that is what spirituality is. In Indian tradition, we all know that point number one, the moment you think about spirituality, our soul is called Jivatma, which is nothing but a part of Paramatma, which is the Almighty, Supreme Power, or Divinity. So we are nothing but another manifestation of divinity, point number one. Point number two, spirituality means realizing the presence of divinity in me, in everything, everywhere, always, right? So realizing that divinity is the purpose of our birth. It is called self-realization, divine realization, mukti, moksha, liberation, enlightenment of consciousness, all refers to the same realization. So the spirituality gives guidelines how to live so that we realize the presence of divinity everywhere. So what? What is the use of it? Why we need spirituality to apply on day-to-day life? Number one, the moment we realize the presence of divinity, you become equal to God. That means God can do anything. God knows everything. So whatever we think, it will happen. What is possible only we will think, and that is going to give us a fulfilled life, prosperous life. Whatever I need, I'm going to get it. So a blissful life is the objective of spirituality. For that, divine realization is the qualification to have that. Point number two, why we need spirituality to be applied on day-to-day life. We all spend our energy, time, hard work, everything focusing on what is required to live in this materialistic world, like money, wealth, name and fame, power, I mean, influence, or we need so many people. I need servant, or I need a mother, father, wife, and also sensual enjoyment. I want to taste a good food. I want to listen a good music. So sensual enjoyment. So all these five things are very important to make our life journey more comfortable in this physical world. So we go after that. And we, all of us, particularly at least we are, when we are in Gulf countries, we are almost like 80% successful in terms of materialistic matters, right? We try to have financial freedom much before retirement, and most of us, we have that as well. But unfortunately, here Maharishi gives an important point why spirituality is to be applied on day to day life. Because if someone is successful 80%, in materialistic world in terms of wealth, power, influence, everything. And if that person is only successful in spirituality, only 20%, then the 60% balance wealth, fame, name, power, it is not going to give me peace. Only 20% of what I attained will give peace to me. The remaining 60%, of course, I have 1,000 crores in my bank. Am I peaceful? Am I be able to sleep properly and in deeply? No, there is a problem. So Maharishi says it has to be balanced. Spiritual growth and material growth. If one overtakes the other, there is a problem here. So that is another important reason to have spirituality in our daily life. Now let's go to the third point. There are many confusions about spirituality. The basic one is still we see so many people are spending too much time on religious prayers and all this bhakti, devotion. If somebody is praying for 2 hours a day, can we call him as a spiritual person? Really, is he growing spiritually? Higher the degree of devotion, higher the degree of spiritual growth. Can we say like that? We need to understand in depth about what exactly the spirituality refers. I would like to recall a very old Puranic story in our tradition, which we might have seen in movies as well. There used to be a sage. That sage is always with some instrument, and he chants the name of the god uh, every time. I mean, between every word he use, he will chant the name of the god. I'm sure you know who the person is. And he is like a messenger of God, and he comes to the earth, and he triggers some events to happen to balance the karmic equation. So he is well known for all of it. Means if the person comes and talks to someone, some confusion is created, some problem is generated, and things like that. And he is trying to balance the karma, or he is a son of a god. Okay, so this person chants the name of the god always, right? And when he was with the god, he asked a question to the god. God, I am the best devotee of you. Can you identify even one person on the earth who is better than me in terms of devotion or in terms of chanting your name quite often? Can you tell? So God immediately said, no, there is a person who is really better in devotion than you. This guy was shocked. No, give me the address. Tell me, I want to meet him. And this fellow went to the place, and he was a farmer. And this fellow, as soon as he get up, he prays, he chants the name of the God for a couple of times, and then he starts his duty. He goes to the farm, do all the work in the farm, and during the lunchtime, before food, he chants the name of the God once, and after finishing meal, he chants the name of the God once, and then evening he goes home. Overall, this fellow observed him, the sage. He observed him for the whole day. He was shocked to see that farmer might not have uttered or chanted the God's name more than 10 times in a day, but God is telling that he is much better than me. So he was so upset, and he went back to the God and asked him, God, this is not fair, unfair totally. And how would you say that he is much better than me as a devotee of you? And God has replied, what God has told is, he gave him a small utensil, a small wider than this, okay, filled with oil, and then he said that, take this, go around the earth and come back. So, and it should not spill. No oil should spill from that utensil, right? So this sage again went to the earth, and of course it's the full. So he has to keep it carefully, safely. Otherwise, even if you do like that, it will spill. So he was very careful in holding the utensils, and he went around the earth, and he came back. See, without even one drop falling down, I brought it back. So I have done my job. Now God asked him, how many times you chanted my name? Literally, he forgot to chant the name because his focus is on this, right? So now God said, see, for me, the perfect devotion is doing your duty rather than chanting my name. That was the message from that story, which was told 2000 years back to all of us. Now, so what is the spirituality? What we need to understand here from this? So the confusion. If somebody is highly religious, chanting the God's name, is he spiritual? No need. Maybe or may not be. That depends on how good he is performing his duty. That is what that story says. So the spirituality means doing my duty is topmost important. Then comes chanting the God's name or thinking about the God. That's the message from that particular story. Maybe this is confusing to you, but hold on. Let's see what Maharishi says. Then we will have 100% clarity about this subject. The second confusion, how to balance materialistic life and spiritual life. Here, the question itself is totally wrong. Spirituality and materialistic way of living is not two separate entities, not at all. Spirituality means doing duty. This is what that religious story said. Spirituality is not a religious practice or some procedure which you are doing it every day. Let me do it for half an hour, 1 hour, or let me think about God. No, it's not a religious, it's not any practice. It should be applied on each and everything we do, starting from our thoughts, words, and deeds. So, spirituality is not separate from my karma, my actions, my thoughts, my words, and my deeds. So, doing duty means whatever you do, the spirituality is to be applied on everything, even if I take a tea, or even if I do an important job, or even when I deliver a speech to any group. So, spirituality and materialistic life are not two separate entities. Anything I do, I have to do it with the spiritual realization. That is most important than anything. If I don't do it, then the materialistic activities, even if I am negotiating with a shopkeeper to buy a TV, for example, if I don't have that spiritual realization within me, that means I don't apply the spirituality on that bargaining. That means whatever I bargain, whatever TV I get by getting a discount of 20%, the whole thing need not bring me peace all the time. Maybe I am happy temporarily after buying a TV, but from that, it is highly possible I will have a trouble. Anything I do, if I have that spirituality in my thoughts, words, and deeds, then that is a perfect balance. That means it will always give me pleasure, peace, and success, right? So that is the second part of the confusion. Now, the fourth important point is how to apply spirituality in daily life. We already understood what is spirituality in the beginning. Spirituality is nothing but the realization of presence of divinity in me, in everyone, everywhere, everything. That is the spirituality means the soul is nothing but a part of Paramatma. The moment I realize that I am also a manifestation of God and everyone is also a manifestation of God, that is spirituality means. Now I need to apply that concept on everything what I do. That is the point we need to remember it. So how can I apply in day-to-day life? Maharishi has made this very, very simple. That is the beauty of our guru. Anything he talks about it, and almost he talks about everything. Whatever he talks about it, he breaks into pieces so that we don't have any doubt and we can apply as it is without diluting any part of it, right? So, Maharishi has given the essence of spirituality in two things, two words. Number one, divine realization or divinity. Number two, duty. Only two D's. The first D is for divine realization. The second D is for duty. That is the complete essence of spirituality. That Puranic story talks about duty, right? That kept duty as the first one. The second one is divine thoughts, chanting or chanting the name of God. That is what the story says. Here, Maharishi comes same, but divine realization as point number one, and the second one is duty. This is the two essential core pillars of spirituality, according to Maharishi. Now, how can I apply in daily life? I would like to take two examples. How are we going to apply it? You all will have to understand how you will apply it in these two examples. That means not only you understood the concept of spirituality and you also know how to apply it, right? So the first one of the young boy, he prayed to God that I'm looking for a girl to marry, and she should be, this fellow has done a doctorate and 6 7 degrees, so he is more intelligent, and so he is praying to God that I don't want to marry a stupid girl, so at least if not equal to my intelligence, at least she should be a double graduate, and reasonable intelligence she should have it. This is the only one prayer he kept to the God. And finally, alliance came and parents checked, and this fellow also talked to her, and he was convinced that she is intelligent and she is the perfect partner for me. And they got married, and 10 years passed. Now, they two were walking on a bazaar after buying a couple of things in the market. Now, the wife told to the husband, "My dear, just keep the bags there. Give me 1,000 rupees. I am going to buy saris for next 10 years. I will not ask you to buy any saris. I am going to buy 100 saris in 1,000 rupees." This fellow was shocked. Hey, how? What happened? Who is giving like that? See that shop. They opened the shop now only, I think. PC decorations are there. What is that? See, it is written there. Cotton, 25 rupees. Banaras, 20 rupees. Silk saris, 30 rupees. Normal sari, 15 rupees. I will buy 10 on each category for next 10 years, 20 years. I don't need a sari. This fellow looked at the shop board. Stupid. It's a laundry shop. That is a cost for ironing your sari, not for selling. Now this fellow went back to his old thought. I want an intelligent wife, but this lady is like that. Now we can imagine how bad his mind will go, or how stressful he will be even after a small such incident. It is a proof that what is her intelligent, what is the degree of her intelligence. This is example number one. Another example, husband was working in the office so long for 14 hours. He's so tired and he started having a small headache. He came home with an idea that after having meals, I should sleep immediately. But as soon as he reached home, and his wife started yelling at him, saying that we must go to that supermarket which is half an hour drive from our home, and I need to buy something important, and you are late already, you don't go to bed now, we must go now. Come on, what is that? Why I feel tired and I feel headache, and why you want to go today? No, no, tomorrow is this party is there, I need to go today. Okay, fine. So he said that okay, I need to do it. So he was unwillingly accepted it, drove her to that supermarket which is half an hour away from his home, and she spent for 20 minutes or 30 minutes there, and finally she purchased one small shampoo bottle, and she went to the car. He couldn't believe it. He was so shocked. What is this? You want to buy this shampoo and you drove me like that, and with all my headache? No, no, no. Only this shampoo is good for me. Tomorrow party, I need to take bath with this shampoo. It could be available there. No, no, no. I need only this brand, and that brand is not available nearby. Now how his mind will be, if you are going to apply spirituality on everything on daily life, how will you apply? These are the two examples, right? So don't think about it now, let's proceed, but at the end you have to uh, now let's go further deep into the core pillars of spirituality. Number one is the divine realization. Number two is the duty, right? So let us talk about divine realization. What Maharishi meant about divine realization. Now, Maharishi has written, 2000 poems, right? And many of the poems, really, you will see the raw messages from Maharishi compared to even the text what he has written, right? So in one of the poem, he talks about the pillars of spirituality. In fact, it is under the Turiyatit meditation, which we did it today morning by Mahalakshmi. Now, there are 2 points we need to understand here for divine realization. Only 2 points, right? The core pillar are 2 points, divine realization and duty. Now I'm subdividing the divine realization into 2 more points, okay? For easy understanding, for easy application on day-to-day life. Number one, we all know that everything is a manifestation of God. We see rings, chain, necklace, earring, bangles, everything looks different physically, but all are made of gold. And we don't keep it in a washroom. We put it in a very safe locker inside home every day. We don't leave it just like that because we know the value of gold. So physically it looks different, but everything is made up of gold. Similarly, we see lot of human beings. Everyone looks different physically, but everyone is made of God. Everyone is functioning because of God. Not only made of God, functioning also because of God. In a ring, there is no functioning. There is a functioning. Consciousness is working here also. But only in living things, consciousness is functioning to the highest peak degree, right? So that is a sixth sense. So the functioning is also because of divinity. It is also made up of divinity. These are the two things, right? So now the first point under divine realization we need to remember is everything is made up of God. Everything is functioning because of God. This is a point number one. Point number two of divine realization. One is everything is divine. Point number two is, wife brought me coffee, and we are all getting ready for going to airport to go to India. So I was checking the passport and things like that, and wife brought the coffee, and I am just going to take the coffee. She slipped the glass, fell down. All passport got damaged. All four passports got damaged. She couldn't help because she somehow slipped the coffee cup. Now coffee all damaged. So if I was 15 years back or even 12 years back, my BP might have gone to 180, and I might have shouted her like anything. And twice the call is coming. So I might have shouted like anything, peak anger, right? Now imagine the other situation. She brought the coffee and she gave it properly. I took the coffee, I slipped it. I slipped it. Now it fell down, all passport got damaged. Earlier case, she missed it. Now I missed it. Now also passport got damaged. And who missed it? I missed it. In I who missed it, my right hand missed it because I took the coffee with through the right hand. Now, do I shout my right hand, stupid fellow, you can't hold a coffee, you are 48-year old, and what is this? Now passport is gone, we can't go home. Not even 1% of the shouting I did to my wife, I don't do it my right hand, which did the mistake of slipping the coffee cup and damaging all the passports. What is happening between the two situations? That is a second point of divine realization. The first point of divine realization, everything is God. The second point of divine realization is merging, uniting, becoming oneness. That is the second point of divine realization. In the divine realization, everything is God, everyone is God, wife is God, I am God, coffee is God. But when my right hand dropped it, I don't shout it because it belongs to me. My right hand is not separate from me. My right hand is not different than me. My right hand. Similarly, the second point of divine realization is uniting, merging, becoming one, oneness. That means my wife is also my right hand. If I don't shout my right hand, I can't shout my wife also, who dropped the coffee cup and damaged the passport. This is the second realization of the divine realization, second point of divine realization. Now, who were associated in my life in day to day? Could be a boss, could be a tea boy in the office, could be a maid in the kitchen, or could be my wife, my father, my brother, auto driver in India. Whoever I am associated, they are also God, and I merged with them. I become one with them. He is not a different person. He is my right hand or left hand. If I can have that realization in my thought, word, and deed, then comes the duty in a perfect manner. No mistake is possible in performing my duty to the best. So, two pillars of spirituality. Divine realization is the number one. Under divine realization, everything is a God. Two, actually, in the first point itself, everyone is a God. But there are 2 points I said under that also. Everyone is God, everyone is functioning because of God. Okay, this I will take it later. So I am just repeatedly telling that point to keep it in our mind. So, divine realization, everyone is God. Two, I have to do the duty, right? So, these two top pillars. Now we discuss only about the first point, divine realization. Everyone is a God, and the second one is merging with that other person. If I merge with them, I don't shout, I don't hurt, I don't make any difference at all. In that way, there is no conflict at all in my thoughts, words, and deeds. I don't see him as my wife. I see her as my right hand. If I can have that realization, I will not give pain. In fact, if somebody is suffering, I will try to remove the pain of them. My wife dropped it. That means she is in tension for some reasons. I don't need to bother about a passport coffee. That is later. First, I need to address that. Why you are hurry? No worries, don't worry. All cool, 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 cool. No problem. Nothing happened. We are alive. We can manage the situation. Nothing went so stupid. Don't worry at all. I think your hand is your mind is not in peaceful state. Like that, I will react when she dropped the cup and damaged the passport. If I have the first realization, which is divine realization, she is also God, and I become one with it. That's the first point, first pillar of divine spirituality. Now the next comes the second pillar of spirituality. That is duty. We all know that duty means 5 duties are there. Actually, duty means due to the society. We are born because in the previous birth we enjoyed a lot of things. We lived because of the society. Society provided me everything, starting from food, education, medical, job, everything. So I have lot of dues to pay back to the society. And also in that process, I created pain to somebody in getting what I want in my life, right? So that sinful imprints I have. In that process, I helped somebody also. So I have some positive karma also. I have negative karma also. According to the positive karma, I get pleasure. I get what I want in my life. According to the negative karma, which gets manifested as I will not get what I want in my life. Somebody will give me pain, either physically or mentally, or it will come as a disease to me. This is how the karma gets manifested or nullified or purified. So, the second part, pillar of spirituality is duty. Duty means I need to perform my duty every day if I apply spirituality in daily life with gratitude. because now I'm repaying back to the society, because what I am today is because of society. So I have to pay back. I have got an opportunity to pay back. Thank you, Divine, for giving me this opportunity to pay back. Excuse me for a minute. There are many, many calls. Just a second. Hello? Yeah. My God. Oh, Rami also called me actually. Just okay. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. First of all, how do we know this? So sorry. Okay. So the second pillar of spirituality is duty. So point number one, under duty, I have to perform everything with a feeling of gratitude. That's point number one. Two, Maharishi has given us duty to self, then family, friends and relatives, then the society where we live, and the entire world. All these five are to be performed without conflicting with each other on that order. That is with respect to the duty. Now, when we say duty, whatever I need to do to take care of my life and to all my dependents and society and things like that, all those five are to be done one by one without having any conflict, with each other. Okay. Now, so there are two pillars what we have seen, what we discussed so far. Number one is a divine realization. Under divine realization, one is everything is made up of God. Point number two, I become one with the other person. There is no separate thing, there is no conflict. This is a second point. Maybe we can keep it as a 3 points under divinity. And the third point, everyone is manifestation of God, and everyone is functioning because of divinity. Right? Everyone is functioning because of God. This is more important to realize or to become one with it. Why it is so important? Because the divine, we all know that divinity is consciousness, right? The divinity is in a static state, absolute space. But the moment it started functioning, the functioning happens because of its consciousness. So when my wife came and dropped the coffee glass, damaged the passport. Now, why she dropped it? Purposefully? Not at all. But still it happened. What made her to do that? Her consciousness forget few things on the spot. Passport is there, this is there, we are leaving the airport now. This is so important. The consciousness purposely made to forget it, and the consciousness triggered some nerves on the fingers which holds the cup fell down, damaged it. So who was behind that particular event? That is the consciousness in my wife's consciousness. So if consciousness is divine, that means divinity made her to do that. What made the divinity to do that? Because my karma. The function of God is to give the effect according to the causes. Whatever actions I did, it has to give the result. Only when it has to give, how it has to give, it decides. That decides. That is the control it has. So everyone is made up of God. Everyone is functioning because of God in a way of consciousness. That consciousness works based on law of cause and effect, law of karma. So now my wife drops it and damages the passport because of my karma. No mistake in her. Her consciousness worked as per God's wish, not as I wish or not as she wish. Now, if that is the case, how can I blame her? How can I shout her? How can I make it as a separate person or no? Now I need to think immediately what is my duty in this situation. Yes, passport is damaged. What is the best thing I can do? Immediately take the passport away, remove the water with a tissue paper or whatever is to be done. Can we recover it or not? Even otherwise, it cannot be recovered. Okay, what is the plan? That's it. That is what my duty at that particular situation is, rather than identifying her as a problem and she did that mistake. If my right hand does it, I don't see it. Why? My consciousness made my right hand to drop the coffee cup. When my consciousness does it, I don't bother, and her consciousness does it, I bother. So here is a Maya. This is called illusion. This is where all problems comes. This is where God is forgotten. That is called ego. Spirituality vanished there. So if I don't do anything without this realization, I am not applying spirituality in my day-to-day life. So now I explained so far how I can apply spirituality on day-to-day life, two pillars, all that I explained. Now the last point is how I know that how much I am applying, how much I am progressing in applying spirituality in day-to-day life. Is there any parameter to identify it? There are a couple of parameters. I will say first point, whether I am applying it or not, right? The application part of it. The moment I see everyone is divine, everyone is functioning because of divinity, and I become one with it, that means the outcome of the point number one is I will not give pain to anybody. Even I will not hurt myself because God is doing it. Why I should be upset for it, or why I should make others upset for it? Because everything is functioning because of God, and it is because of my karma. So the first outcome of the point one, first pillar of spirituality is I will not give pain, I will not take pain. And the second point is if somebody is suffering, I will try to help because God. And I want to become one with the God. So whatever God does, I need to do it. So I have to help the other person to get rid of that problem, what they have through, they are having it. So these two outcome, I should get it if I apply the first pillar of spirituality, which is divine realization. The second pillar of realization, the second pillar of spirituality is duty. From yesterday morning to night, did I perform my duty to myself? Proper food, proper sleep, proper work, proper thoughts, everything. Did I do my exercise properly? Did I do my meditation properly? Did I take care of my body systems like elimination system, circulatory system, everything? That is the duty to myself. And did I do anything as a duty to empower myself compared to what I was yesterday and what I am today, what I will be tomorrow? Did I do anything to focus on my empowerment skills, empowerment abilities? All that I need to check with respect to duty. Yesterday morning to night. Then what duty I performed to my kids and life partner from morning to night? Did I fail anywhere? My wife told, oh, I have a leg pain. Be blessed by the divine. I went to office. What is this nonsense here? So I didn't do my duty properly here. So how good I performed my duty from morning to night with respect to myself, with respect to family, with respect to friends and so relatives, and with respect to the society where I am working, where I am living, and to the entire world. So these three parameters: number one, don't give pain, don't take pain, and try to remove the pain. 3 points. And the fourth one is duty to myself, duty to family, duty to relatives, and duty to society and the world. Am I doing it or not? How long it will take? While brushing my teeth itself, I can think yesterday where I failed. Okay, how should I plan for tomorrow or today? How can I improve in that particular area? If we can start doing this introspection every day for few minutes, I'm sure we will be able to apply more and more spiritual realization on everything I do. If we can practice this for a year or two, by default it will be in your thought process. It will become like a habit, and I don't need to take any extra effort to bring it and to force me to apply it. Not at all. It will be part of our life. And you, the moment you see everyone as a divine, you will try to, the first thought you will get it in your mind is, how can I help him, how can I help her, whether she is a beggar on a street or a maid on my home or my boss or my auto driver, anyone. How can I help him? If I can get that thought on my mind, the moment I start associating with somebody in my life, spiritually we are progressing, right? So that is what I would like to convey today. And one more point: if I fail here, those 5 points, whatever I said, with respect to the parameters to check where I stand in terms of applying spirituality on day-to-day life, right? For all the five, if it is not happening, only one reason, which I told in the beginning of my today's lecture as well. I don't know anybody got it. The pillars of spirituality: divine realization. If I fail there, that means I forgot the divinity. The moment I forgot the divinity, that is called ego. Ego means I and mine, aggressiveness, possessiveness. So from morning to night, if I exhibit ego in any level with anyone in any subject, that means I am not applying spirituality on that particular job, on that particular duty or activities, whatever I did. Even when I make a tea, whether I applied spirituality or not, if ego is there, no. If ego is not there, yes. Because whether ego is there or not in my thoughts, words, and deeds, very simple. The moment you get frustrated, agitated, and you are finding fault, you are blaming someone, and you are criticizing, you are commanding, you are dictating, you are expecting, you are even if insulting or ignoring, if any of the 10 you don't do, if I do get upset myself, I get worry, I get fear, or I columbifying is what? Okay. No, you tell about yourself. I have this problem and that this boss is stupid fellow. My wife is doing like that. She can't make even a coffee nicely. Whatever I do. All that are nothing but the symptoms of having ego to some level. I have to start working on it to reduce that degree of ego. Higher that higher the success in achieving it, your realization, divine realization, will go up. Both cannot go in hand to hand. Even great scientist Einstein said, your knowledge is one divided by ego. If I have higher ego, my knowledge works at a very low level. I will be like a stupid guy, right? So with this, I conclude today's lecture. And if any questions there, I will be happy to answer.